Let me tell you something that might shatter your delusion. You can win every business battle and still lose the war that actually matters. Right now, while you're crushing revenue goals, you're scaling faster than ever, the people that you built this whole thing for are quietly planning a life without you in it. Now, most successful fathers don't realize that it's happening until they come home to divorce papers and children who barely know them. They know the iPhones and iPads better than they know you. Today, I'm going to show you 3 warning signs that your business success is destroying your family before it's too late to even save them. So when I was growing up, my dad missed almost every one of my games, every dinner, every moment that mattered. And he looked at me with guilt in his eyes and he'd say, "Son, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for our family. Don't you love all this stuff?" But I didn't want money. I wanted my dad in the stands. And on his deathbed, he grabbed me by the hands with tears streaming down his face and he said, "Don't miss Leo's games like I missed yours. Don't let success steal what I can never get back." And years later, I was building an 8-figure empire and I caught myself doing the exact same thing, working late, promised that I'd make it to the next game, and telling myself that I was doing this for the family. And that's when I realized the horrifying truth. I wasn't building a business. I was building an excuse to avoid the people that I claimed to love. Listen, I've helped hundreds of 7, 8, and 9-figure founders work 30-hour weeks, rebuild trust at home, and create companies that grow without consuming their lives, because that's exactly what I did. But here's what I learned the hard way. Success that costs your family, it isn't success at all. It's the most expensive bankruptcy that you'll ever experience on multiple levels. And the warning signs are always there. You just have to know how to see them. Now, here's the first warning sign: the silent treatment, when your family stops fighting for your attention. Now, this is the most dangerous sign because it feels like peace. Conversations at home get shorter and they're more surface level. Your spouse stops asking about your day because they know you'll just be distracted with some one-word answer. Your kids stop asking when you're going to be home because they learn that soon means maybe, and sometimes maybe just means no. The silence isn't respect for your hard work, it's emotional withdrawal. So they're not giving you space to succeed, they're protecting themselves from the disappointment of expecting you to show up. Warning sign number 2, the calendar betrayal, when your family gets the scraps of your schedule. Now, your business calendar is sacred. Every meeting gets a protected block, every call gets priority, and every urgent email gets immediate attention. But your family, they get what's left over. Dinner happens if you're not too busy. Weekend plans get canceled for just one more call. And bedtime stories become maybe tomorrow night. So when you treat your family as if it's flexible, you train them to expect less of you. And eventually, they stop expecting you at all. Now, the third warning sign is the energy theft. Now, this one is probably the most heartbreaking sign of them all. Your team gets the best of you. They get your vision, your focus, your patience, your leadership, your problem-solving genius, and your family gets what's left. The exhaustion, the reactivity, the short fuse, the distracted half presence, and it's not intentional, but it's devastating. You show up to work all energized and engaged, and you show up to home depleted and irritable. Now, if your family only sees your stress and they never see your strength, they start associating your success with their pain and they start to resent it. And then they begin to resent that even more, the very thing that's killing yourself that you say you're building for them. So let me show you what happens when you catch these warning signs in time. My friend Greg, he was running 2 companies, working 80-hour weeks, and he was slowly losing all the attention and connection at home. And it came to a point when there were just not too many conversations going on. But after installing the owner operating system and the season pass calendar, everything changed. His business grew 40% while he was working 30-hour weeks. But more importantly, his presence transformed. Months later, his daughter told a friend, "My dad's always here now, and he's not stressed anymore." Now that's the real victory, not the profit growth, but the presence victory. Here's a statistic that should terrify every successful father. Most women are thinking about divorce for 2 years before they ever say the word. So when it finally happens, you lose half your net worth, you lose daily access to your kids, and the life that you thought you were building. But the real loss, it's not even financial. That you can get over that, you can make more money. It's emotional. The dinners that you skipped that can never be recovered. The games that you missed that shape their self-worth. The conversations that never really happened because you were too busy. Now, these warning signs aren't just about guilt. They're about preventing a family emergency disguised as business success. So here's the truth that will define your legacy. At your funeral, your children, they're not going to talk about your quarterly profit growth or your awesome exit multiple that you had and that you pulled off. They're going to talk about whether or not you were there, whether you chose them when it mattered, whether they felt more important than your next deal. Your kids don't want some rich dad who's never around. They want a present dad who chooses them over chaos. Now that's the true measure of success. Freedom that your family can feel, not just wealth that they can inherit. So save your family before these warning signs become permanent damage. Go to buybacktimeformula.com/YT book. I put all of the frameworks that I use in my own business to free myself up from being the bottleneck to being in complete freedom. Because freedom means nothing if you lose the people that you built it for. So again, if you recognize any of these warning signs in your own life, it's not that you're a bad father. You're operating without the systems that protect what matters most. So catch the drift, rebuild the connection, and save your family. So start here, buybacktimeformula.com/YT book, because your family's future depends on how quickly you recognize these warning signs and take actions to reverse them. Start today, start now, and I'll see you on the inside.